I'll just save it to my computer. Well, hey, everybody. Good evening. Happy Monday. How is everybody doing? Are y'all awake? I'm not going to lie. I took a 5-minute power nap about 15 minutes ago. So if I seem like I am energized, that's why. I set a 5-minute timer on my phone. Monday is the day where someone else picks Gabby up, someone else takes her after school, and I don't see her till like 8 o'clock at night. And so I just go and try to get as much done. So right at about 6, I was like, my eyes were like this. I'm like, you know what? I am going to rest my eyes, as my mother used to say. And I set an alarm on my phone. I'm laying there on the couch, kind of like this. Set an alarm on my phone. 5 minutes, the alarm goes off. My husband is on the other couch because we have no kid here yet. And he's like, the alarm goes off. He's like, oh my God, it was so loud. And here I am awake. So it did the job. So anyway, I hope all of you guys are doing wonderful. Let me introduce myself. My name is Allie Santano. It is kind of dark in here. Let me turn my light on real quick. There. I have thing with light. Things have to be bright. There, that's a lot better. I'm excited to be here, y'all. This is one of my absolute favorite call series that we do. It's my favorite promotion level because it's the taste. You get the taste. It's such a big deal. You get your first permanent pay raise, and you like many times like you want to go and do more. You're like,
Allie, do you want to mute? Do you want to mute everybody?
I probably should. I'm not very good at that, but let me see. How do I do that?
It's under the chat feature.
There we go. I just muted you even, Rachel. Okay. Thank you for pointing that out. Yes, that's really good. And I'm actually going to put it on speaker view just for the recording because I think it's a lot better to watch it that way. So anyway, it's the first promotion, and it's always really fun whenever someone promotes the branch. We're like, okay, so I'm going to keep going. And what I love about that is that the way Park, and I'm already planting the seed. Okay. You see how smart I am? I love Park Lane's compensation plan because branch to area, which every single one of you guys, once you get to branch, I want you to be thinking about area too. In fact, you just be thinking about area. Okay. But you can keep building towards that. It's very different. And I'm not going to go through area tonight. That's not actually the point of tonight. But anyway, the reason we are all together tonight is because we are going to talk about tips for maximizing your party growth. Okay. Everything is in the party. The sale comes from, all your sales come from the party. Okay. But we're going to talk about how to get more out of your party that way. Okay. But I'm sorry. How to get more out of your party than just sales. All right. But we had an assignment this last week. So y'all type a 10 in the comments if you did the assignment this last week, which was to reach out to 10 potential stylists. I'm looking at Rachel nod her head. She's like, she's prepared. I'm getting the nods. I'm getting she's really on it. I prepared. Yes, I love it. Okay. So I actually was not prepared with my prize. Okay. Hold on just a second. I am going to give away. This is so cute. I freaking love this. I've been deciding whether or not I'm going to keep it or give it away. But in honor of your host tonight, Allie from Texas, one lucky girl is going to get this precious mug that says Southern Gal. Okay. And the winner of that, I don't know if she's on the call tonight, but Chrissy Wayland is the winner of the cute Southern Gal mug that I fell in love with. And I was like, do I give this away? Do I keep this? But in honor of all of our Southwest spirit pieces, sorry, I just bumped my desk. I'm going to give this away. So Chrissy Wayland, she is the winner of this. So yes, someone connect Chrissy and I in Facebook Messenger, if you don't mind. I'm Allie Santano. Okay, so let's go so I can get it and we can get that mailed off to her. So Okay, so let's talk about what we're going to talk about tonight. All right. Last week you learned what branch was, what the benefits of branch were, or what the benefits of branch are. And then basically you got like an assignment, just go reach out to 10 people, because that's essentially what it is. It's opening conversations and sharing. And your first person many times is not who you think it's going to be. Okay. But let's talk tonight about how we can get what more we can get out of our party. So promoting branch is really simple. You get that first pay raise of 35%. I have my notes right here. So y'all, I'm going to be looking at my notes. You first pay raise of 5%. 35% is so high. Okay. And it makes it so much more fun to do something like this with a buddy, to do something like this with a friend, and you totally can do it. And once you do it the first time, that is when you're like, oh my gosh, I want to do more of this. I want to get to area. I want to bring more friends along. I want to bring more hostesses along. I want to bring more customers along. And it's a wash, rinse, repeat skill. The party is really, I want you to see the party as like your platform, your stage, your venue for finding people. It is the beautiful thing behind Party Plan. It's why we don't have to go cold message strangers on social media. It is what people, it's honestly, that's one of the things on, and I say strangers, I mean, like you go search a hashtag and you're really, I mean, if we're Facebook friends with someone, they're not a stranger, but I'm talking strangers. You're like, who's this person? Right? But party brings you people. So it's really a mind shift, and getting into this party and getting really good at your skills and doing the same things over and over and over is when you can really make yourself duplicatable as well. Okay. But it's a mind shift. Okay. Everything can come from the party. And I want you to think of your parties in terms of, I'm not just selling, I'm finding more people. Okay. It's the window to the rest of your business. You don't need to go book 10 parties. You can book 3-4 of them, and then you can catapult from there. Okay. So one tip is to make it a goal to book one party from every party, at least one party from every party. One is to replace. So last week I did a party on Thursday, booked a party for this Wednesday. Okay. So I replaced that one. 2 to grow, and then 3 to really explode your business, booking 3 parties from each party. So let's talk about that a little bit, how you do that. Okay. So good parties are really based on relationship building. All right. It's really getting to know the ladies in the party, getting to know the group, and really getting to know your hostesses. Okay. So the first thing that we recommend doing is the first person, okay, building a relationship with her is the hostess. All right. Really talk to her about how you really are partnering together. We recommend, and this is how I share with my hosts, that my job is this, your job is this, we'll work together. We're going to have this amazing party. I bring the jewelry, I bring all the work behind. All you do is you bring your friends, and I'll give you some tips on how to get them there. Okay. So, but you're partnering together. All right. She loves the jewelry. Okay. And she likes you. So it's the perfect person to talk to about being a stylist. Okay. But she just wants to have fun. And when you plant seeds with your host, and she has fun, and her friends loved the jewelry, and the party was good, and you booked a couple of parties from it, because remember, we're like book 1 to replace, 2 to grow, and 3 to explode, then it is more likely that she will consider being a stylist if you did all of those things. She had fun, her friends loved it, she got orders, you booked some parties from it. That is a lot easier, and it's a lot more appealing whenever you do that, then it's easier to bring it up. Okay. And when you ask, she's more likely to join. So let's talk a little bit about the host coaching. Now, Tish talked this morning on the non-negotiables. Okay. I gave her that word this weekend. I was like, there are some non-negotiable things, because our team talked about some before the party non-negotiable things that we do on Saturday morning. But here are some non-negotiables just as a recall. Okay. I mean, as a reminder, call her a week before the party. This is probably on repeat. You've probably heard this 1,000 times. When you get to know her, my get to know you question is, how do you know how do you know, like, she was connected to you through someone for the most part. So how does she know that person? Okay. So I called my hostess the one that I booked on Thursday that's having the party this Wednesday. And I'm like, hi, Sonia, so tell me, how do you know Terry? And she says, well, we met when we were at a volunteer function when I was running for county commissioner. I mean, I now know a lot about this woman. She cares about fundraising. She was possibly in politics. I was like, oh my God, how do I ask if she got elected or not? That was kind of a joke after the fact because she told me she didn't. And I was like, I honestly did not know what to ask you next. So I'm glad that you didn't make me ask you. But we built a relationship through that. Okay. So I found out she likes fundraising. I found out that she is retired. So these are all pieces of information that I'm gathering just by asking her how she knew the previous hostess. Okay, that's my go-to question. All right. Also talk to her about the host benefits. So you share with her how they work, share with her what the goal is. I'm not going to go through all of that, but if you weren't on the Treasure Tribe call today, talk to her about how many people to invite, what your goal for the party is. Do you want to get the 10 orders? You want to book a couple parties from the party, and that the goal to get the people in the group is like 30 to 40 people in the group. Like you go through those goals with her, but your number one goal is to get her 10 orders, and why? Okay. Because of the free jewelry. So she knows, right? And then you can plant a little seed with her before you hang up with her, and you can share, and just, by the way, I'm going to send you this quick little video. It just shares a little bit about Park Lane, just so you can know something about the company before we do the party. And I don't know, maybe you or someone that you may know, it might be something that, they may be interested in, or maybe looking for something like this. Okay. So you send her, just let her know you're sending her the 7-minute recruiting video. Now, what am I talking about? The 7-minute recruiting video. I will show you because it's amazing. Now, there are a few actually. There's never just one option. We're always going to have like 10 to make it hard to decide. But in boards, okay, in boards, because any call we get on, I'm going to flash this phone up in your screen. It says recruiting. So you tap on recruiting and it says videos to share with prospects. Videos to share with prospects. Okay, there is a 7-minute Tish Mefford video, a 10-minute Tish Mefford video. There's also all the other videos, but look, the one that says 7-minute Park Lane home office video, that's the one that Park Lane actually created this summer. And so there's different options. Watch both of them, decide which one you like, and pop one of those over to your hostess. Okay. So that's what you're going to do on that call. You're building the relationship, you're learning about her, and you're planting that seed. Okay. So that's one way to take it beyond just her getting hostess rewards. Now, during the week, give her compliments. Give her compliments like, oh my gosh, you're like doing my job for me. Oh my gosh, you're so fun in the party. Or I always use you're doing my job for me. Your friends are so excited. Okay. Like your party group is really going well. You have so many people in there. It's off to a great start. Like you give encouragement where she's like rocking and rolling. Okay. She's going to feel good about that. You can ask her during the week at some point, did you get a chance to watch that video? I'd be curious to see like what stood out to you. Okay. She may grab on, she may not. It might start a natural conversation. It may not, but it's not if you don't bring it up. Okay. And if she goes a different direction, that is totally fine. Do not even worry about it. Here's what happens. Okay. She can't not think about it if you suggest it or if you bring it up. There's no way that it's not in her mind if you actually suggest it. I would say 90, and I'm not a psychologist or a neurologist or have I done medical studies, but I would say 99.9% of the people that you send that link to or you drop the seed to, the thought goes in their mind of if they could do something like this. Okay. And so that is all that it's all of our jobs is to educate people and provide them with education. Okay. So obviously the conversation can go in all different ways. All right. But if she doesn't close, she doesn't respond, it's okay. You can ask before the party is over if she saw the video. All right. But I want to share some wording. Okay. At the end of the party, if she doesn't bring it up, Or if she does say, well, I did watch the video. What was intriguing? I want to share something that would be just to give you some words. Okay. So it's fun to like share with her. It would be so fun to partner. It's been so fun to partner with you this week. So thank you so much. I really think Park Lane could be something great for you. It's been such a blessing for me. Maybe it could be for you too. Would you like to learn a little more about it? Okay. There is nothing about that sounds pushy. All right. There's absolutely nothing about that sounds pushy. She may say, oh my gosh, you're so sweet because you've said it has been so fun to partner with you. That's a compliment. I think it could be something really great for you. That's a compliment. It's been a blessing for me. Maybe it could be for you too. That is a service that you're passing on of what's considered a blessing to you. And would you like to learn more? It's just simply a question of if you would like information. Okay. So voice text her if you can about that. Now, invite them to learn a little bit more. So you can either send them the video or you can say, let's hop on the phone and chat. Now, if you hop on the phone and chat, I want to talk a little bit or just share some tips. I have done this the wrong way and I was new, and maybe some of you have too. So type a 2 in the comments if you've ever verbal vomited on someone about the Park Lane opportunity. You guys, I still remember the first person I did this with, one of my college friends, and I think I didn't stop talking for 45 minutes. And she still went to lunch with me like once 10 years later. I mean, because we live in different cities and whatever. I moved here and we got together for lunch, but I'm still embarrassed about it. Okay. Yes, everybody. Chrissy, the winner. You got the mug, Chrissy. And so she's verbal vomited several times, two times. So here is what I want you to think. Ask questions more than talking when you get on the phone with her. Ask her questions. I also want to give a little tip and discourage you for saying, what kind of questions do you have? First of all, send her the video. Okay. Send her the video, say, check this out. And then let's jump on the phone. I want to give you permission to ask her to watch that video. It's going to be a much better conversation after that. And she's going to be 50% of the way there with the help of Tish or Jennifer Bond. Okay. So, but when you get on the phone, ask her questions. Ask her things like, what intrigues you about the video? I mean, if that doesn't sound like a word that you would use, and I actually am very comfortable with that right now, but when I first heard that, I'm like, I don't even use that word. Just what intrigues you? But I mean, I will now. Like, so what kind of was interesting? Like, was there anything in the video that grabbed you? Like, was there something that kind of caught your attention? Okay. What is your biggest concern? Do you have any concerns about doing something like this? I am here to answer questions and to give you the real deal. Okay. So do you have any concerns about doing something like this? I can help you every step of the way. Okay. And don't hesitate to say, so are you ready to get started? If you've answered all their questions, like, okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Okay. Well, then are you ready to get started? Because they won't say, okay, I'm ready to get started. They'll think that they need to go read more stuff online. Okay. So just confidently lead her down that conversation. Okay. So you can proceed in 2 ways. Once you get your hostess on that, I'm ready to get started. You can either flip her show. All right. Meaning in the back office, you can sign her up in the back office. This show can then be considered flipped. It's a starter show in the back office, and it actually moves when you close it down. It ends up going to her back office, and the commissions are routed to her bank. Okay. That is one way you can do it. The other way is to not flip it. All right. But to help her book shows from her show. So what you don't want to do is flip a party and then be like, jump on the new stylist training call and good luck. Like, we don't want to do that. Okay. And so you want to help her book parties from that party. You're the one that did all of the ordering from that party, right? So you know who you had in mind as potential hostesses. You could even ask them, oh my gosh, Kathy just signed. Kathy actually excited to become a stylist. Do you want to be one of her first parties? Now, I want to say this because I hear this a lot and I feel like I never share it. And I don't even think to share it because I feel like it is an obvious thing. But if you sponsor a hostess and you've booked a party or two from her party, y'all, those are her parties. That is her launch to her business. Those parties that you have booked, that is her everything. That is what's going to get her past doing that one party. So anything that you booked, you can go back to those people. Oh my gosh, I'm so pumped. Even if you booked it for September 15th, you know, Kathy, are you free on September 15th? Because now you're doing a party with Tina. Okay. So you guide and you actually end up doing that hostess coaching with the two of them. You still hostess coach Tina, the hostess. It's just Kathy's in there watching and learning. Okay. So that is also another thing that I wanted to point out because Kathy has I don't remember who the hostess is now, but new stylist, I think it's Kathy. Okay. Kathy has no idea what she's doing. Okay. Kathy, basically you're going to go do that first show for her. Okay. Hold on. Let me back up. Sorry. I'm crisscrossing. So you can flip the party. All right. And help her book parties, or you can close down that party. All right. Because you don't have to give the sales. You worked the party. Okay. If you booked parties from her party, you have handed her a business launch strategy on a platter. All right. But you still go do that first party with her. You do all the hostess coaching. And I do highly recommend that you have Kathy and Tina, hostess and stylist, in a chat group. So Kathy can watch all of your hostess coaching that you're doing. I would even tell Kathy, listen, all this hostess coaching, remember all the tips that I gave you on a daily basis? They're actually in this app that I call Boards. I want to show you where it is so you actually can really see that and make up any of that stuff that I sent you. Okay. So she really can see how plug and play and how she can go and you've cloned yourself. All right. She can go do exactly what you did. Okay. So help her book shows and go do the first one for her. All right. So this process is never textbook. It's never exactly the same every single time. All right. But the bottom line is you connect with your hostess. All right. And you get to know her a little bit more. It pains me whenever I hear that people never get on the phone with their hostesses because I feel like they're missing so many opportunities. And I know we're all busy. I know we are all busy, but if you want to grow, you've got to get on the phone with that hostess. Okay. So let's talk about the guests now. All right. The guests. So we talked about going past just getting our hostess free jewelry. All right. The guests, here are top tips with the guests and your parties. So first, go live 2 or 3 times. All right. Go live 2 or 3 times because they're getting to know you. They're like, oh, she's fun. Like they're getting to know you. You're not getting to know them yet, but you're giving them something to actually fall in love with. Okay. People buy and host with people that they know, like, and trust. Okay. If they like you, that's actually the number one reason why they're going to do a party. It's not 100% because they want the free jewelry, because if they don't even know the stylist, then they're not going to do a party. Okay. So go live 2 or 3 times. They're getting to know you. Also, at the end of day 1 or day 2, at some point, all right, people do this on different days. I actually usually wait until the day before my party live happens. So I have a party live on Wednesday. On Tuesday, tomorrow, I will actually go and do this step. So stylists do it differently. All right. I like to wait to see until there's as many people in the group as possible, but go and send a message to each person that's in the group. You can even friend request them if you'd like to. It does kind of help them get the message a little bit easier, and it makes you a person, right? And ask them, hey, it's Allie from Sarah's party. I am so excited to be live tomorrow night to share the Park Lane style. Before we get started, please share with me, what kind of jewelry do you currently wear? All right. You can have any variation of that, but the biggest part is the question, what kind of jewelry do you currently wear? All right. Now you can have your hostess create a 3-way message. You can ask her to do that. I know some stylists that actually do that before the party, versus after the party. So that's actually a great tip too, but it's just good that you send the question to them. All right. Again, it makes you not a bot. I mentioned that earlier in my Facebook Live. There are so many network marketing professionals out there that you're not really chatting with them. You're chatting with a paid service that is a bot and it has all these keywords and stuff. So you are a person and you're asking them about them, and you may get gold, or you might get, oh my gosh, let me tell you about my grandmother's necklace that she gave me 25 years ago and I never take it off. And it's so important to me. And it's silver, but it's kind of actually, I'm only wearing gold. I don't really know what to do because, I mean, you're going to get everything. And that's because they are learning about you and they're feeling like they can trust you. Okay. So that's that. So do that. All right. When they respond, it starts a conversation. So you can go however far into the conversation that you would like to, but it is nice to respond. Okay. Also, hold on, I made notes here. Oh, okay. In the party, I didn't even know what my own notes stood for. In the party, okay, you got to have a call to action. All right. So we don't just want to suggest people to go to shop on the website. You want to ask them for their wish lists. So if you've heard some videos lately about asking for wish lists ahead of time, I'm kind of starting this process, having people send me wish lists ahead of time before the party. They are texting me. I have 6 and 7 people text me before that party even happens. Okay. Don't ask me. I don't have a process yet. I just watched another video in the stylist community and I am trying to implement somebody else's tip. All right. But the call to action is you want them to send you a wish list after the party. You don't just want them to go and order on the website. When you start chatting back and forth with them, that's whenever you start building that relationship. Okay. So again, you're building the relationship, you're getting a connection. All right. In your live, the other call to action is that if they want to be a party hostess for you, or if they'd like to book a party in the next 2 weeks, or what are we on, August, if you'd like to do a September party, or if you'd like to be, I have the September 14th that just opened up. The first 2 people that text me the word party with their wish list will get that date, and you'll get an additional $100 in free jewelry. You have the $100 in free jewelry, the 2 Fast 50s to use at your disposal. So use them. It's a call to action. This woman that I booked on Wednesday from last week, she wrote party. It was like, hi, my name is Sonia, party, silver, and then 12 pieces of jewelry. I never even saw that she put party in the message. I was so focused on getting her order. And I didn't even see that she had written party. See, we're all guilty of just focusing on the order. She was like, do you want to talk about the party? I texted the word party. I was too fast. All right. So anyway, the second call to action is booking a party. Now, when people are sending you their wish list and you are helping them shop, ask them if they would like to do a party. Whenever you finish, maybe if, sometimes it's when they're like, oh my gosh, I love so many things. Well, then maybe you need to do a party. Be one of my hostesses. I have an opening on September 10th. Okay. Or maybe it's, if they don't say something like that and you just send in their wish list and they say, take this off, add this, you say, here's your cart. And they're like, okay, thank you. Yay. Checking out now. Awesome. So happy you love the jewelry. Would you like to do a party like Liz? You just ask every single person, turn your brain off and just ask them, because you don't know who's going to say yes. Okay. You just don't know who's going to say yes. And this is the deal. You're just texting with someone. Some of these people you will never meet in person, ever meet in person. I mean, I know Rachel and I, just because I can see 3 of us on my call right now, on my view of the Zoom. I mean, we were asking people in person to do parties, sitting on the couch with them looking at your face. I was horrible at that. I was never good at that. I would always have to call people later on the next day. Did you get your jewelry? Would you like to do a party? I don't know if you know. No. And so it was like, the person's not even looking at your face. It is so easy if someone doesn't answer you to move on to the next thing. Okay. So you ask each person. Okay. I already said that. Okay. So we're going to send the wish list, call to action, send the wish list, call to action in your party to book a party. Ask every single person that shops in your party if they would like to book a party. Okay. If they say no, not right now, that's totally fine. No problem. I'd love for you to join my VIP group. Here is the link. Stay in touch. In case you have any other jewelry needs, or concerns. Some stylists actually, they use their VIP group as the only way for people to get in touch with them. I mean, I heard, I don't remember who it was. I think it's Jackie Regante. She's on the East Coast. She was like, I tell people to get in my VIP group so that we can stay in touch in regards to like if they have any customer service issues. Like that's how to keep in touch with her. Like she's not going to respond to a text. So anyway, someone says, no problem. I'd love to invite you to my VIP group where I do sales and share style and fun. Be great to stay in touch, especially with the holidays coming up. Okay. They get in there and then they start seeing you and learning about you and you posting pictures of you and your dog and your daughter, and you go live and they get to know you. Okay. You do a sale, they order one more time, they get the jewelry a couple times, they get complimented on their jewelry, and they're like, okay, maybe they have really sensitive skin. They get those Moana earrings, they wear them a few times, they realize they don't actually end up irritating their skin. They buy a couple more pieces and then they decide to host. And then they might decide to become a stylist. Like that's why you get everybody into your VIP group. So again, don't take no as I need to drop this person off my list. You're just fostering and getting more out of that relationship. Okay, so let's see. You'll leave the party with sales, bookings, maybe a new stylist, new members in your VIP group, and you're building your funnel. You're building your pipeline. Okay, so I also want to throw in here something else that you can do with all of the people that didn't shop. Okay. I want you to add this to your after the party hostess coaching. Everybody that's in that group needs to get a private message from you inviting them to join your VIP group. You guys, how many parties have you been invited to where you were like, yes, and you were too busy to shop, or they never even reached out to you, but you were all about it and you forgot what the name was, or you had crisis in your house that week, or whatever, okay? And you would join that group. Like you join her VIP group because you're like, I like makeup. I mean, I love makeup. I love lip gloss. I look for lip gloss. Every makeup party I'm invited to, first of all, they have got to reach out to me personally, probably 3 times, honestly, because it's just not my priority to shop. But if they catch me at the right time, I will. Especially for lip gloss. Okay. And I'll go in somebody's thing because I want to learn how to do makeup better. Okay. So I want you to add that, invite everybody. You will just get more people into your VIP group that didn't shop because they're like, I don't know. And they may need to watch you a little longer, and you're just building the funnel. Okay. So bottom line is, don't just phone it in if you don't sponsor your hostess, if you don't get any bookings. You got to massage and I don't like that word, but you got to massage the relationships and build a little bit of trust. And if you do these things, then I mean, y'all, 9 times out of 10, something comes from everything. It's just the rule of energy, which it's not the rule of energy, but I don't know what that rule is, where it's not, you're going to get what is it like? Something action equal reaction. I'm a physicist, can you tell? But something is going to come from everything. You just don't know what it's going to be. So okay, so your homework, I want to answer questions, but I want to tell your homework before we move on. Okay. Your homework is, I want you to take one of these tips that you are not currently doing, and I want you to implement them. Okay. And I am going to, because I'm nice. This is not nice. This is actually really mean. I actually am going to call on a few people. Okay. And I mean, I just saw somebody's face. No, I want to know one thing. All I want to know is one thing that you actually loved that you're going to try in your next party. And there is something that I said that's a comfort zone for you to be easy to decide at this moment that you're going to do this. So people are turning their cameras off. Okay. Lisa Byram. Did I say that right? Okay. Lisa.
Yes, I'm going to make sure that everyone who did not shop with me is invited to my VIP group.
Awesome. I know we forget about those people. It is
Yes.
It is ridiculous that we don't do something with those people, because that's the beautiful thing behind Party Plan. I mean, even in-home parties, we didn't have anything to do for years with the people that didn't show up to someone's house. They were just lost. You know, we can do something with those that are invited that don't actually end up getting, you know, and it's maybe a little slower, but you have a connection. So awesome. Love that. Somebody else. I'm not going to call. I'm going to let somebody volunteer. Anyone? Ashley, I was going to call on you anyway.
Yeah, I'll go. So I think one of the things that you had said was that sorry, I've got a lot going on in the background with my kids.
You're good.
But after somebody purchases, I've currently been saying I would love to book a party with you, but I noticed that you were leaving it with a question. And I think that is where I'm going to implement a question, as in like, could we book a party in September? Would you like to book a party in September, versus constantly saying, I would love to do this, and then not having any follow-up from them. So
I know. That's interesting, right? The power of the words, you know, and I would encourage you to throw in the, would you like to do a party and put their friend's name, because they like their friend and they're real similar to their friend. And if their friend can do it, then so it's kind of a little thing where they're like, well, I mean, if she can do it, I can do it. It's clearly not a big deal. So yay. I'm so glad. Ashley, Ashley's like been here 5 minutes. Okay. And she has already sponsored her first new stylist. Your ears might've been buzzing earlier. Am I right, Ashley? Your friend Tyler? Yes. Yes. And Jill and I were all talking about you this morning. And so if you can start doing that from the beginning, you will know no different. And it is literally game changing. Thank you for sharing that. Anybody else want to share what they're going to do?
I will, Allie.
Awesome. Tell me your name. It just says Motorola.
Dana.
Oh,
Sorry.
Dana. Oh, it's okay.
It's Dana Fields. Yeah. I didn't know
Yeah.
how all that was working because I had to physically type everything in. So I'm going to do the call to action and ask them to send the wish list and the hashtag party.
Awesome. I love that. Because that's also like whenever we even reach out for a sale, I mean, as simple as that sounds, people don't know. We make decisions all dang day long. It's just nice when someone tells us what to do, right? Like they don't have to decide. So I love that. I love that you picked that up. Thank you for sharing that. Anybody else? This is really helpful for everyone.
I'll go.
Okay, who's that? Mackenzie?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
It would be really stepping out of my comfort zone, but I want to call the hostess. I'm not very good with like wanting to talk to people about stuff that I'm not 100% certain on. And so that would be really stepping out. But I think that getting to know them in a, like, you're at least listening to each other would be really beneficial.
Oh, Mackenzie. Oh my gosh. If you do that, it's game changing. Seriously. And I know, I get it. It feels like it takes a lot of like conversation skills, right? But what's interesting is that you're really just asking them about them. You don't even really have to share anything about yourself. You're like, well, how do you know the hostess? Oh, you kids are in school together. Oh, well, how many kids do you have? 4. Oh, well, what are their ages? And then you find things in common with each other. You're like, well, I have a 13-year-old as well. Is your 13-year-old, daughter, son? Oh, both have 13-year-old girls. We should send each other encouraging memes every day. Just kidding. But you find commonalities, which makes you human. And then they're like, oh, it's not just this profile on Facebook that's doing my party as well. And you become more human to them. And then I find when I get on the phone with hostesses, it's hard not to actually end up wanting to share the opportunity with them, because I thought it's easy to find a way that this could fit in. If they say they're in the medical field, oh my gosh, this could be I know so many people that do this as literally they're like, because it's been such a hard job for the last 2.5 years, this is their positive thing. If they say that they have a newborn, oh my gosh, I have so many, it's easy to think this could be great for them because of something that they just shared with you when you were getting to know them. So I love that, Mackenzie. Thank you for sharing that. We'll take one more. Anybody else want to share?
Hi, My name is Doma Lee. Can you hear me?
There you are. Yes.
Hi. So I'm still like really new. I've already brought one of my girlfriends on with me, and I haven't even launched yet. So all of this information tonight is great because I haven't done any of this yet. So I can implement it all.
Oh, all of what? Perfect. Superstar. No, seriously, I'm so happy that you shared that because this is kind of the bulk of basically sponsoring from parties. And if you start out this way, it's going to be amazing. So welcome and way to go, girl. Bringing a friend on when you get started. You and Ashley are rock stars. I'm sure there's many on here that have done the same thing.
Thank you.
Anybody else? I like hearing these. It makes me excited. So okay, do we have any questions or anything? We're at 7:40.
Hey,
Yeah.
Allie,
Yes, ma'am.
this is Terry. This is the first time I've heard about doing the three-way before the live. And I kind of like that idea because I send that message out, you know, what kind of jewelry. And if you respond, you'll get in the drawing. And I get a handful of people that respond and then the rest do not. And then I've got some people I've set up with personal messages. And then after the live, I have the hostess set up the three-way. And now I've got three-ways and I've got personals. And it's a little confusing. So I kind of like setting up that three-way ahead of time and then sending that welcome message. What kind of jewelry do you wear? And then it's really clean. And what I find now that I'm having my hostess do the three-ways is that they're getting more involved in those conversations that are happening between us. They see the effort that I'm making and they make more effort. It's really, really valuable to have your hostess do that. So I just wanted to encourage you all with that. But I really like the idea of doing it early.
I know.
I'm going to try that.
Ashley's sponsor, Jill, actually does that. Jill Frost. I don't know if she's on this call, but she does that. She's like, I just get it done ahead of time. I mean, she's just like this kind of person. She's just like, I'm not sassy, but she's just getting things done. She's like, I'm just going to get this done. I need the 3 minutes just created before the party. And so
Yep.
Anyway, I think it's a great idea. Thank you for sharing that.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I have a question regarding that because I think, and it may be in the boards or maybe it's just like, you know, like, hey, host a party. It's so easy, you know, but when you start asking them, hey, message all your friends, like, so I'm just wondering, how are you setting it up? Or are you just saying, I mean, the way that when you send it with the wish list, like, hey, would you like to have a fun party? Like, you know, your friend, you know, it's a little bit different than I think some of the verbiage that I've seen before where we're telling ladies how easy it is, but then in reality, we're going to be asking them to do some work. So I just want to make sure that like the expectations of their involvement in it is correct, you know, where I'm not thinking where they think that they really don't have to do much other than, you know, a few things that I'm telling them. Do you understand what I'm saying? Am I making like,
Well, I'm not 100% sure what your specific question is. So tell me what
I
your
guess
question
the question that I have is like, when we're asking them to do this three-way, like that sometimes when we ask for parties, we're like, oh, it's so easy, you know, you get your friends there, you know, that kind of thing. And so I'm just thinking more to myself, like some of the things that I've said, like, hey, it's so easy. And then all of a sudden, if I'm saying, hey, I need you to three-way message 50 women in your party, like that involves time.
Mhm.
So I guess that's the question that I'm asking is, how are you phrasing this when you're talking to your hostesses?
Okay. Yeah.
How are you setting the expectations for them that there's going to be some work on their end?
Yes, that's a great question. Okay. So I'm like, now I get it. Okay. Now I understand the question. So
I've been
whenever
driving for 4 hours. I'm like, I just got to my hotel for work. So I'm
It's
just a
okay.
little, like,
I've been talking for many hours today too. That's why I took that 5-minute nap. So no, but really that's a great question. So I gotta be honest. I mean, I think our party, everything is easy when you can compare it to something that was a heck of a lot harder. In-home parties are 10 times harder. That's what I compare this to. And it is a million times easier to have an online party because I know I always preferred in-home parties. And if you don't have an in-home, well, I don't think it's real hard to imagine that this is a lot easier than an in-home party. Even if you've ever hosted something like this before, it takes like a fraction of the amount of time. and it takes a fraction of the amount of effort for a hostess, and I can get her the same result that I could get people in person. I never wanted to actually do in-home parties for 12 years before I had to, because I didn't feel like I could get the same result online that I could get in person. So that's what I compare it to. And in my hostess coaching, I'll even say things like, it's awesome. It's easy. You don't even have to wear a bra. I mean, like, make kind of a joke out of it. You didn't have to have pants on. Well, actually, you don't know if I have pants on. No, but you can, it's so simple. What I really say is it's simple. We'll partner together, and I get on the phone and I talk to her. That's another conversation on the phone. Okay. So whenever I get on the phone, like Mackenzie's going to start doing, I'll go, let me tell you how the flow of the party is going to go. Okay. So first, my job, I have my role in that, like, we're going to partner together. What I can do to ensure this is a great party is I'll bring the jewelry, I'll bring the style, I'll create the Facebook group, I'll put the invite together. I will do all of that stuff. You just have to bring your friends. Okay. So the invite process is a common question that I get. So I'm sure you're wondering how do we invite people? I'm sure you're wondering. She's like, yes. Okay. So this is what we're going to do. And I tell her my invite process. It's a 3-touch system, essentially. Just like if I was to have a birthday party at my house, I would like text my besties and save the date. Save the date, y'all. September 14th. Actually, October 14th. It's my birthday. Save the date, y'all. And then I would actually have my formal invitation that I would send out to everybody. And then I would do my reminders, because people are so busy and I actually want to know who's coming, because I have to prep for the party. Now, good thing she doesn't have to prep for the party, but we do the same thing. So I'll have you send to save the date. And I mean, it's 3 touches. So whether you send to save the date or not, it doesn't matter. But you might invite to the Facebook group. That's your first touch. Your second touch is that you're going to actually go see who hasn't joined it yet. And you're going to text, 25, 30 of those people. And then I'll have you do some reminders, but don't worry, I'll have like a quick 10 minutes, probably 5 to 10 minutes that, I'll have a little tip I'll give you each day on, what you'll do each day. I do most of it. I can't bring your friends because they're your friends. So that's how I talk to them about what they're going to do and what I'm going to be doing. Now, after the fact, if you listen to Tisha's call this morning, which I know most probably can't because they're at work, you're at work. The sharing the why behind these 3-way messages is why probably I have 9 out of 10 times have a hostess do it. Here's how I verbalize the why. Okay. Here's the deal. I find the number one reason why people don't go into a party and shop is because they don't know what the name of the party is. They forget. And then they get in there and they're like, how do I shop? Okay. There's a post about, this or that. And then there's, never mind, I'm busy. Or they get a text from their kids saying, I forgot my lunch, right? That's what happens when people go into a cart. They essentially are like, okay, I'm too busy. I don't have time for this. And they just get out of it. It's like they're abandoning cart. Think how many times you get into a cute website because an ad popped up and you add things to your cart, something comes up and you abandon the cart. So I find that they're in there. They want to be helpful. I mean, they want to support you. Not everybody wants to order, but they got in there to check it out. And you do have friends in there that actually do have the intention of shopping. So I find that it's really helpful for them if you just connect the two of us and say, I'm connecting you with Allie. She can help you shop. Okay, great. And I will respond back and I'll say, hey, I'm Allie. Thanks so much for joining the party. Here's the link. If you had anything that if you were interested in shopping, here's the sale. Happy to help. Let me know. I've encouraged everybody to send me a list. And then I tell them I won't even respond back again, really, because I'm usually too busy helping other people. Okay. So, but I find it's really helpful to where they don't have to go dig and find my number if they do want to shop. Now, there is nothing about that actually doesn't make them 100% understand this 3-way message is helping her friend. Because how's she going to find my cell phone number? I mean, she's not going to find my cell phone number. So that, Kathy, I don't know if that helps, but I don't think that it sounds like too much of it. Now, if they have 50, I'll say now it's a lot of people. 50 is a lot of people. I don't know if you just want to pick your top 20, 25 or something and send a message. Totally up to you as to how many of those you want to do. But if it's 24 people in a group and I've heard from 7 or 6 so far, then that's really just 20 messages. It's just really quickly. So I don't know. I hope that helps. But I do want to encourage each of you to tell the why behind why you're asking them to do that three-way message. Because it's people get in there and they don't have any idea how to find you, and it just kind of does them a favor. So any other questions? I know we've been on for a while, but I'm sure y'all would jump off if you had to or needed to. Is there a way to see that someone had a cart that they didn't finish? Not that I'm aware of. Ask them. Well, I mean, obviously, you know that they haven't shopped because you haven't gotten the order confirmation. So you can just check back with them. Want to check in, see if you had any changes, no pressure to shop, just making sure that you know, I mean, y'all, I'm that person. I need that like 3 times. I'm just looking to make sure there's any questions over here. Rachel, you might have answered all of them. Okay, well, y'all have been amazing. This has been fun. Thank you so much for coming. I hope this was helpful. And your assignment is to take one of those tips. I want you to go in the group, the Branch Babes group, and I want you to share which tip. Actually, no, stop. I will do a post asking. That'll be a lot cleaner. What tip are you going to implement from tonight? Okay, so I want you to go comment and say which one you're going to implement. I really want you to implement it. Okay, nobody can check on you to make sure you're doing it, but implement it and then come back this next week on Monday, because I would love to share. I would love, you know, you guys to share what the outcome was. So, okay, y'all are amazing. Thank you so much for calling in tonight. I'll share the recording. Bye.